His Christmas mail-order bride arrived. But the secret she carried saved his entire ranch. Snow blew sideways across the wide Wyoming plain the morning Travis Holt realized he wasn't going to make it through winter. Not financially, not emotionally. The ranch, his father's legacy, his childhood home, the one constant since his wife passed 2 years earlier, was slipping from his hands like dry grain through an open palm. He stood on the porch, boots iced over, staring at the final notice in his trembling grip. By spring, he'd lose it all. And that's when the stagecoach arrived. A swirl of snow, the shouts of the driver, and then, stepping down in a deep red coat, a woman who looked far too elegant for the harsh landscape she had just been delivered into. "Alice Beaumont?" he asked, voice cracking from the cold, or maybe fear. She smiled gently, holding her travel bag close. "You wrote that you needed someone willing to build a life by your side," she said softly. "So I came." Travis wasn't proud of the ad he'd placed in a mail-order matchmaking paper, written during a moment of late-night desperation. He'd expected no one to answer, certainly not a woman like her. "I should warn you," he said awkwardly, as he took her bag, "this ranch isn't what it used to be." Alice met his eyes, and there was something steady, warm, and unshakable in her gaze. "That's all right, Travis. I didn't come for comfort. I came because someone asked for help." From the first step inside, Alice moved with quiet purpose, sweeping the hearth, stacking firewood, warming the kitchen with spices she unpacked from her coat pocket. Travis watched helplessly, unsure how to tell her she'd wasted a journey. Finally he spoke. "Alice, you should know the truth. I can't pay the bank. I can't even pay for help. I'm not sure why you answered a stranger's letter, but I can't offer much now." She paused only a moment, then kept stirring the stew she'd begun. "People don't always help because they'll gain something," she said softly. "Sometimes they help because they've lost something too." Her words hung in the warm kitchen air like a lantern glow. But she did not explain what she meant. Days passed, snow deepened, and Alice integrated into the rhythm of the place as if she'd always belonged. She patched worn shirts, doctored a horse's leg, mended a broken section of fence even while icy wind whipped at her hair. "You don't have to do all this," Travis insisted more than once. "I know," she'd reply with a gentle smile, "but you do. And right now, you need someone who won't let you do it alone." Still, there was something she wasn't saying, something she carried beneath the calm surface of her kindness. Travis felt it like a faint tremor in the ground. One night, near Christmas Eve, he finally asked, "Alice, why did you really come here?" She stared into the fire, fingers curled around a steaming mug. "Because I made a promise," she whispered. "To someone I cared about." Travis waited, patient, the fire crackling between them. "My father," she said finally. "Before he died, he told me the greatest gift we can give someone is a chance to keep what they love. He lost the farm he grew up on. It haunted him his whole life. When I read your letter, I heard him asking me to help one more time." Travis felt a lump form in his throat. He'd expected a practical explanation. He'd received a piece of her soul. Still, even with her help, the numbers didn't lie. The bank officer was coming the week after Christmas. The ranch would be taken. Travis began preparing for the inevitable, sorting tools, packing keepsakes, even taking one final ride along the northern fields where he and his father had repaired the fence line every spring. The land was quiet under snow, solemn, as if bracing for goodbye. But on Christmas morning, Alice asked him to saddle the wagon. "For what?" he asked, baffled. "For hope," she answered simply. She guided him through snow-blanketed roads to the small town down by the railway line. At first Travis thought she wanted to attend the Christmas service. Instead, she walked straight toward the community hall, where warm lamplight glowed through frosted windows. When she opened the door, Travis froze. The room was full. Neighbors, townsfolk, ranch hands from miles away. People he knew only by a nod or a wave. People he hadn't spoken to in months. And on a small makeshift stage, a sign hung crookedly. Keep the Holt Ranch fundraiser. Travis blinked hard, unable to comprehend. Alice, what is this? She squeezed his hand. You think you've been carrying the burden alone. But you've helped this town more than you realize. Fixing fences for neighbors, plowing snowed-in roads, sharing calves during bad seasons. You earned this long before I arrived. They just needed someone to remind them. But his voice shook. But the debt is too big. They can't. They don't need to, she said. Because I brought something too. Only then did she reveal the secret she carried. A leather folder, worn around the edges, holding documents from her father's estate. My father left me more than memories. I'm using it to pay the rest. This land matters to you, Travis. And somehow, it has come to matter to me too. His breath left him, a stunned exhale. Alice, why would you give so much? Her eyes glistened with tears that reflected the Christmas lights behind her. Because saving one good thing in this world is worth more than holding on to money. Because you asked for a partner. And I came ready to be one. The room erupted into applause as he pulled her into a trembling embrace. It was not romantic in that moment, it was something deeper. Gratitude. Awe. A sense of being lifted from drowning waters by an unexpected hand. That Christmas, they saved the ranch. But something else was saved too, Travis's belief that goodness still lived in ordinary people, in quiet rooms, in strangers who crossed snowy miles to answer the simplest, most human call, please help me. Years later, folks in town still talked about the Christmas miracle at Holt Ranch. But Travis and Alice knew it wasn't magic. It was kindness. It was courage. It was one person showing up when another needed them most. And in a world that often felt cold and uncertain, that was the warmest gift of all.